Hello and welcome to Out of England. This is a very special chat that we're doing today. On Out of England, we often talk about issues that really matter to the Asian community. Today, we are very privileged, actually. We have been given space to shoot this particular chat in Harrow by Gaurav. Thank you very much, Gaurav, and and Soumya for inviting us to your house. And the intention of this chat is basically to speak to all of us from the immigrant community about memories of Independence Day and how we celebrated Independence Day, 15th August. When we were young in our school days. And just before we started rolling, all of you are telling me all of these fascinating stories about your school days. I'll start with you. Tell me, what was 15th August like for you when you were growing up?
Yeah, so basically I studied in a very small place in India, which is in a central part of India, and I have done my whole of my schooling in a single school. Mm-hmm. So I spent all of my Independence Day and Republic Days being in the same school. So for me, the day would be like I would be waking up very early in the morning, of course, because we have to be in the school at 7 o'clock. My school was quite far away. It was around 6 kilometers, and I usually used to cycle to school. So, I'll be dressed up in my white dress with white PT shoes, and should properly dressed and go over there. And then the function will start like that. We'll get together. On stage, we'll have few performance. We'll have national anthem.
Did you perform in school?
I did perform in school because.
What did you do?
We used to have usually a couple of patriotic songs and some dances as well.
So at the end of this chat, I'm going to ask you to sing something for us. Huh?
I will definitely try. Let me remember. Okay. So you are giving me some time. So definitely I'll try that. But at the end was the interesting part, sweets. So as a kid, I used to and every kid like sweets a lot.
That's often the bribe offered by most schools in India, na? That you come and then you'll get a sweet.
Bundi ka laddu is the main part.
And you're her husband. Tell me, move forward a bit and tell me in terms of how did you celebrate 15th August as a child? What memories come?
So contrasting with Pooja. She came from a government school. I studied in a private school. Mine was a bit
posh, huh?
Mine was a bit strict, so we had to be there. So
maybe a croissant or something like that, no?
It was the reason I say this is because it was we had strict rules.
Okay.
So if we did not turn up, there was a
massive government school. There are strict rules.
But there was massive fine.
There's a fine if you don't go to school.
Yeah, it was close to 1,000 rupees fine.
1,000 rupees.
Yeah, that's right.
You must be studying in some school where some big people's children are coming and studying.
Let him complete, yeah.
That apart, it used to be a major fine there.
Okay.
So we had
you had to go. Huh?
Yeah, but for me the drive was not the fine, or rather not paying the fine. It was my parents made sure that I always used to be there. It was an early school. 6:30 we used to normally start every day. So on that particular day, yes, we had to turn up at 6:30, but the whole function used to finish in 3 hours. Since it was a Muslim minority school that I studied in primarily, we had the governor of the state turn up every time. So we had the privilege to listen to his speech on that particular day.
Is it definitely a privilege?
This was
the governor's speech?
Yeah, but it was a privilege on a couple of occasions, but then he used to come every year.
I'm teasing, yeah.
But he used to come in every year, the same guy. So for 5 years or stuff like that, we had the same
every time.
What's that?
And the speech used to be the same every time without any changes.
Actually, I mean, and he was the guy who I used to hear at least twice a year.
Yeah.
And incidentally, what turned up that when I came to my university, he became one of the trustees in the university as well, and I listened to him again.
Okay, so what did you get at the end of it? Was it a bundi ka laddu, or as we were assuming it was something posher than bundi?
No, we used to get one samosa, one kachori, and one laddu. Okay. So we used to have a small.
Oh, what's that?
It was 3 times what we used to get.
What did you get?
We used to get a single laddu. That's it. And you have to fight for it because there is always a big queue in front of us. And you need to know the person who's distributing that. And my memory is quite similar to what Pooja and
independence struggle was, played out in your struggle to get the laddu.
Be in the queue. You have to lathi to nahi khani padti thi, but you need to be in the queue to get the laddu. And I think it's quite similar to what Pooja is saying. I also have done my schooling from Kendriya Vidyalaya. So I used to go early, not in similar to the white dress, but not skirt, with a white trouser or
Yeah, thank God.
And then again, you have to be there by 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
we don't used to have a fine, but I have to be there. And the problem was, every time, wherever I've done my schooling, my principal used to be my neighbor. So even if I have missed it, then she will tell or he will tell. So that's the reason I have to be there. And
What bad luck, huh? To have this worse than a fine. It's like being told off by your neighbor. Yeah, being told off by your neighbor.
And I stayed by 3 principals, 3 different principals, and all of them were neighbors.
Really bad luck, huh?
What can I say?
Anyway, so then you
That shape.
you'd fight for the laddus, and then what would happen?
And then after that, we used to have a mela in our place because I used to live in a small colony. So it's a very government, my father, very close-knit community. And everyone used to go over there. So our biggest thing was that, okay, let's finish the things which is happening in school. And then we can go over there and meet with everyone.
Okay.
So that was the one thing which I remember a lot.
Okay.
And my father used to work with the government. So on that day, so we can go to his office, we can see where he's working.
Alright,
so
so
that
get your children to office day. Okay.
only that day you can go and see where he's working, what his colleagues are doing. So I think that was one thing which I used to look forward to, apart from getting a laddu. And when I go to his office, then I'll get something more over there. So
Fantastic. What about you? What were your memories like? I mean, say similar laddu and
Yeah, absolutely similar. Getting really early and making sure I have to reach on time. And well, I didn't have 1,000 rupee fine; it was 500. So I think less
but
posh,
it's pretty hefty, huh?
semi-posh.
semi posh. So it did go up to 500. But I think we used to have some performances, and there used to be sweets and everything.
Did you perform in school?
Sometimes, yeah.
What did you do?
Mainly dance. So I'm not going to perform here.
You made that very clear right from the beginning.
Only song, no dance.
Only songs. But I think the rush was more. I was quite lucky with the society I used to live in. So my colony, we used to have another celebration, including a flag hoisting, and then we used to have lunch and everything. So we used to rush back more around for that. There's one more celebration, and then have lunch and more friends. So it used to be a whole day occasion, not just the morning. So morning at school, then more with friends.
Yeah.
So really.
So sweet memories, all of these?
Always. Apart from the really early getting up and rushing, everything else was really
Sweet memories for all of you?
One thing I want to say, because this year, fortunately, I went to celebrate Republic Day with one of the group over there in Tavistock Square at Gandhi statue, and it was so it was raining heavily on that day, definitely. But I was so excited that morning, in spite of seeing rains and other things, to go over there and participate in any of this particular occasion.
How easy is it to kind of maintain this, this level of, because in school all of us have a very patriotic kind of upbringing, I mean, this idea of India is kind of drilled into us, that, secular state where everyone is welcome, and all of these things kind of become part of our growing up. And now here, when you are living abroad, how easy is it to continue to be patriotic? Is it easy for you?
I mean, of course. I mean, it's been, like you said, it's been inside us, cannot go anywhere. So we are definitely patriotic, but going to a proper, flag hoisting ceremony, that doesn't happen anymore. But we're still always glued to the television, or like you said, on YouTube. We do try and catch
you do that all the more now here that you're far away from it.
Close to that. And I think patriotic doesn't mean that you need to hate other people because you're just part of the other country. I think it's more about how you be in touch with your Indianness, and how do you feel more strongly about your country and how you can contribute to that. I think that feeling is bigger now. If you were staying over there, I think then that feeling might subside a bit because you're already there. But if you're living out of a country, then you try to feel more about it. I think even I was following the election a lot. That what is going to happen, is something going to change or not. So these things touch a chord with you.
It's more to do with the realization that once you are there, you're part of it. You take it for granted.
Yeah.
When you are not there, then you feel that especially the bonding, they take shape. Exactly.
And is it easy being kind of patriotic and maintaining your Indianness when you're abroad? Because I mean, obviously, here you're expected to. A lot of people say that immigrant communities should integrate, should become part of.
I don't think that's the case actually. On the contrary, I think it's more natural.
Yeah.
Because even if you don't introduce yourself to anybody, the first thing they'll realize that you are an Indian.
Yeah.
Come what may, you the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you come across, it's automatic. So being an Indian is like stamped over you, and you need to carry that stamp with you with pride. So I don't think it's you need to make it.
I love that particular stamp because we have been traveling a lot all over the world, and the first thing which I just love it, then anybody coming in front of you, he'll just realize this is an Indian guy, this is an Indian girl, and they'll say, are you from India? And yes, we are from India. And I mean, we avoid saying that we are coming from London or somewhere. We are from India. Where do you live in India?
It's not a stigma that you are from India. It's like, yes, I'm from India. Yeah. It's a good thing. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows about it. It's not like people are thinking, okay, India is the same country where with the sneak chawans and the elephant is going on the road. I think that sort of feeling is not there now. People think it's India. So, and another question, are you working in IT because you are part of an India? So now we are sticking with an identity here. People know that Indians who are coming here are hardworking. They are white collar people. They are working good. They are contributing to the economy. So I think there's a good stamp.
Actually, the stamp comes with a whole set of stereotypes that actually all Indians can be proud of. That it's a successful. It's a
stereotype. It's about being a positive stereotype, right? Like you're looking at American, right?
Yeah.
You know, if you think of Americans, you got big guy, you know, with a tie, walking with a swagger. Yeah. With Indians, you know that they're hardworking people. They understand what they are doing.
Yeah.
Technologically highly skilled. You know, working in blue chip companies, etc.
Yeah.
And I think because as Pooja said, we travel a lot.
Yeah.
What I have realized over the last few years that no matter where you end up, you always find Indians. Like it's like
so true.
It's like you know, it's like an Asian domination. You either find Chinese people in all tourist places. You find Indians or maybe Japanese. You know, you just realize
always any street. Somebody told me that whatever street you may walk down to in the world, and
people in the remotest part of Africa, they are watching Bollywood, and we were like, Bollywood. I saw the CDs, DVDs of Kuch Kuch Hota Hai and the other movies, and they're big fan of Shah Rukh Khan and people. I mean, big stars in India. So of course, I think we are everywhere. Definitely.
When I say the word 15th August, what's that one word that comes to your mind?
My identity.
A whole day celebration.
I'll remember Mela.
freedom.